Lights out, and we are racing in MotoGP here in Austin, and Pedro Acosta has made a sensational start from the middle of that front row. He will lead the field into the first corner. Here comes Bastianini, raced with here a couple of years ago. Vinales gets properly barged by Bagnaia. The poleman's outside the top 10. Here comes Vinales on the inside of Alex Marquez. It's getting better and better after a rough start for the poleman here in Cota. He is surging his way back into podium contention. Here comes Vinales raiding on the inside of Jack Miller.
Vinales is about to be into fourth place. Candy from a baby. He's actually overtaking the reigning world champion there. And Maverick Vinales up into fourth place.
Oh no, Marc Marquez has gone down. Listen to the crowd. Marc Marquez having just taken the lead here. And now Maverick Vinales does find safe passage through and Jorge Martin in the final corner.
Yeah, he carries that speed once again through turn number 10. Up the inside again of Pedro Acosta into 11. This time he tries to block him. Vinales takes the lead. Acosta knows he's got to strike back immediately, because if Vinales leads him on a couple of corners, he will surely streak clear.
It's magnificent, magic Maverick Vinales. He completes the treble in Texas. Pole, sprint win, and his first Grand Prix victory for the factory, a prettier team, in an unforgettable race. It is lights out, and we are racing in the Tissot sprint here in Jerez. It's Binder, Bastianini, and Alex Marquez. The day goes from bad to worse for the factory Ducati team. And
Marquez down!
Oh no, Marc Marquez has crashed! How much more drama can you take here in Jerez? Dani Pedrosa, talk about rolling back the years. Here he comes, thought about a move on the inside of Quattro. Dani Pedrosa, who takes a stunning fourth place.
So that does confirm to us he did drop the place back to Miguel Oliveira and then very quickly reversed it again. It's another fourth in a sprint for Dani Pedrosa, who did put in his personal best in the final lap. But the problem was, so did Fabio Quartararo. But Dani Pedrosa, the wise old head, came through in fourth.
Oh, lights out, and we are racing in MotoGP here in France. 5 places gained already for Marc Marquez, 13th to 8th.
We've got a serious battle brewing here for 5th place between Maverick Vinales and Marc Marquez.
Marquez has got through on Vinales. This time around, Marc Marquez does not wait to the Dunlop chicane, although can the Gian Antonio fight back? He sure he can. He's going to go in really wide there, though. Here comes Marc Marquez on the inside of Pecco Bagnaia. What a move that was. Marc Marquez with the last lap attack on Pecco Bagnaia. He wasn't going to wait for Bagnaia to attack Martin on the front foot, on the offensive. Marquez back-to-back second places from 13th place. Marquez started 14th through the first sector, already up 3 places into 11th place.
Marc Marquez really can't think about that from where he is. He's gone past Enea Bastianini now. Morbidelli had already passed Bastianini on this lap, so the beast going backwards. Marc Marquez up into 9th. Marc Marquez, candy from a baby as he takes 5th place from Brad Binder. Oh, Ralph Fernandez had no momentum coming out of the final corner. Marc Marquez is just going to whistle past him into turn number 1.
Will try and come alongside, blitz through on Aleix Espargaro, and Marc Marquez then does inflict some late pain on the home hero. Marc Marquez, 14th to 3rd. What a ride by the 8 times world champion. It is lights out, and we are racing in MotoGP here in the Saxon Ring. Jorge Martin has made the perfect launch away from that pole position. Alex Marquez has been away strong as well from the second row.
Marc Marquez now up into the top 7. He's up behind Maverick Vinales now. Marc Marquez now gets himself finally past Miguel Oliveira into 5th.
Oh, there we go. That's his favourite move. That is his favourite move. The element of surprise in many respects. Morbidelli just was not expecting that at all, was he?
Oh, Martin!
Oh no! Jorge Martin! Can you believe it? The Aoki brothers was the last time we saw 2 brothers on the same MotoGP podium. Pecco Bagnaia takes the victory for the first time in MotoGP. The Marquez brothers will stand alongside each other on the podium. That has not happened since 1997, as we mentioned before. There's only been 2 occasions previously in the 75-year history of MotoGP where there has been brothers standing on the same podium. It's lights out, and we are racing in MotoGP here in Austria. Jorge Martin's made a great start from pole position. Marc Marquez is going wrong the wrong way. He tangles with Frankie Moore. Morbidelli in the braking zone up the hill. Marquez botched the start, and he's almost at the back of the field here. Is Marquez going to fire it on the inside of his younger brother into the chicane? Of course he is. Does not need a second invitation, does he, the 93?
Well, Marquez is looking to try and elbow his way past Marco Bezzecchi, and Marquez makes the move from quite a long way back.
Here goes Marquez trying to use the element of surprise on the inside of Binder. Binder runs in hot, he runs in wide, and Marquez goes through. So Marquez then, some rescue this has been. He was 14th in Sector 1 on the first lap after the problems off the line. And here we are, just over the halfway point. Wrestled his way, muscled his way back inside the top 4. Back-to-back second places for the Spanish rider.
Contact between Bastianini and Marc Marquez. Bastianini has already passed the KTM, so it's been a tough minute or so for the KTM to Costa down and off the road. They might have to come in at the end of this lap for a flag-to-flag change. They're 2.5 seconds clear of Bastianini, who's now third.
Bagnaia has carried on. So has Bastianini, so has Binder, so has Miller. So Jorge Martin, the World Championship leader, is the only rider who has decided he's seen enough. Too risky, too dangerous.
Bastianini will feel he can still win this Grand Prix from here. He did a 32.9 last time round. That's Miller. Bastianini a 32.5. He can go with the leaders, I think, from here. He needs to make sure he passes Miller quickly. That's exactly what he's done.
Marc Marquez is your Grand Prix winner here in San Marino. Enea Bastianini comes home in third place in front of his home crowd. And we're racing in the sprint here in Mandalika. It's a brilliant launch away from pole position once again by Jorge Martin. Oh no! Jorge Martin's crashed out on lap 1. Does anybody want to win this year's MotoGP World Championship?
And Pecco Bagnaia cannot believe his luck. He leads the Tissot Sprint at the end of the first lap. Martin is still running. He's 7 seconds off the lead of this Tissot Sprint. Martin just did his personal best of 1:30.3, and he's squeezing Alex Marquez out of the way up into 12th place. It's been quite a recovery, you have to say, from Jorge Martin. There's Martin showing a front wheel behind Jack Miller. As I say, if I was Jorge Martin, given what's on the line here, I'd be perhaps a little bit more risk-averse than he is at the moment. Martin, fueled by anger.
It is lights out. We're racing in MotoGP here in Indonesia. Not the launch away from the head of that second row that Pecco Bagnaia wanted. His Ducati stutters away from that fourth place. It's Jorge Martin, though, that is that leads. Great start by Enea Bastianini. Bagnaia, though, has recovered up into 4th. Coming from a long, long way back there, wasn't it?
There's 2 going past Bagnaia. That was Bezzecchi and Morbidelli both passing Bagnaia. This is the key battle on track now with just over 5.5 laps to go, and Bagnaia is gifted 4th place by Marco Bezzecchi.
Bagnaia sweeps on through on the run to turn 10. It is Jorge Martin with a masterclass. Pecco Bagnaia does take the checker flag. 3rd. Good salvage job that by the world champion. It's lights out, and we are racing in MotoGP here in Japan. It's a great start from that second place on the grid for Pecco Bagnaia. He's going to get the whole shot ahead of Pedro Acosta as he once again. No, Acosta wipes the nose of the world champion. Martin launching a raid on the inside of Marc Marquez into turn 10. He's got the inside line of Bastianini as well there. Martin in a Marquez beat sandwich now as they power out of turn 10. This has been an awesome first lap for the world championship leader, 11th to 4th.
Who's that down?
Somebody's gone down. Oh, Acosta! And that, of course, now has pushed Jorge Martin up into 2nd place. He started this Grand Prix in the middle of that 4th row in 11th. It's taken him 3.5 laps to get himself up into P2. It has been a Motegi masterclass from reigning world champion Pecco Bagnaia. He resisted the early pressure from Pedro Acosta. He withstood the late pressure from Jorge Martin. It's a great launch away from pole position by Pecco Bagnaia. Aleix Espargaro made a shocking start from 2nd on the grid. Here comes Jorge Martin, who's going to be ultra aggressive on the brakes. On the inside of Bagnaia goes Martin. He almost locked the front. He almost took the front mid-corner. And now Bastianini, who started 8th, leads. Martin had a couple of big scares on the brakes into the first corner. Oh, Bagnaia. Oh, crash further back, or bike damage further back. It is all kicking off already here in this sprint. It's Bagnaia, though, that leads.
Plenty plenty of drama, but for Jorge Martin, he's where he needs to be. He's in second place behind Pecco Bagnaia, and Nea Bastianini, whether he's riding for himself or for his teammate, certainly doing Ducati a favour. What a start he made. But Jorge Martin, I think, just needs to attack here. He needs to get ahead of Nea Bastianini. The safest place for him is ahead of the number 23. But look how late Bastianini is prepared to break.
Yeah, this is not just about the World Championship, this is personal between these two. Martin goes defensive, on the inside though goes Bastianini, down the hill, trail braking into that first gear.
Bastianini wanted those 9 points in that second place more than Jorge Martin, who knew that he could not afford a collision. Martin made the right decision.